Sure.
Which is kind of really just like an extension of topic one. And so that is going to be this right here. Shopify has announced from the tippity of the toppity that everybody must use AI. Toby effectively went on to say that he presented about it and called action for an invitation for everyone to be able to use it, but that was not enough. And then he goes on to say that people who used AI are not just 10x the engineer, but in fact 100x the engineer and work being done. That's right. For every single 3.5 day work they've done an equivalent of a year before they started using AI, which is quite a wild amount of work. And then finally, he lists out all the things that he expects you to be doing when you're using AI. For those that don't know what GSD is, GSD just is a simple get shit done. That's like what it means. And so
German Shepherd dog, actually.
German Shepherd
Not gonna
dog
lie, I was
is
very
the-
confused when I saw GSD. I was very
It's a
confused.
German Shepherd dog. If you had one, you would understand.
I do not
Okay,
have
my
one, so
bad.
that's probably why I'm missing a little bit of the context here. But Shopify has officially stated that you are to use it no matter what in every single one of these cases. Now, I don't know if there's any sort of, they didn't really list any sort of negative cases where you do not have to use it, but it went from a suggestion you should do this to now this is a requirement from here on out at Shopify. And one of their justifications was actually found in this previous paragraph, which is in a company growing 20 to 40% year over year, you must improve by at least that every year to re-qualify. So you need to improve. I'm not sure on what metric they're exactly saying or how they're suggesting that they rate this improvement, but you must improve at the same rate the company is in fact growing monetarily.
Which makes no sense, by the way. I literally have no idea what that is even supposed to mean in practice, and I'm not sure he does either.
I'll defend that line, even
right.
though I don't agree 100%. Pretty sure they're just saying the market for Shopify-style sites is growing by this much all the time. So if we don't keep getting better, someone else is just going to snatch those up, because those are like brand new customers on the internet making Shopify sites, right? Like in their vertical, the like TAM is just growing by 20 to 40% every year, and they're like, we're gonna get surpassed by this, right? If we're not doing this, then we're just gonna get trashed. That's what I thought they were saying.
Okay, so the you must mean the company, because if you look at the thing, it says in a company growing 20 to 40% year over year, you must improve at least.
Oh, maybe I misunderstood.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it just doesn't make sense.
Is the
Because
you
you're just
a royal you or a you the engineer? I guess
I was reading it as like Shopify's got to keep doing this because the market's growing there. But I see what you're saying. You're saying, yo, person, you got to be 40% better.
Yes, because the rest of it is all about the individual using it, getting X% better, all this kind of stuff. My big, but TJ, I know you had some contrarian viewpoints on this, but I will say that one thing that I just really dislike about all of this kind of conversation is not that saying that AI will make you faster. For definitely a set of people in every single profession, AI is going to be a huge assist to their current skill set. I don't think that's, I don't think anyone can argue that. I think the big problem is that we sell it as 100x. Because I just do not believe that 3.5 days is worth a year of work ever for anything. Like, right? Like, you could generate shaders for a year and a half, or for 3.5 days, TJ could, and I would out-shader his shaders if you gave me a full year, 40 hours a week, every single week. TJ is raising his hand. TJ, question.
Thank you. Thanks for calling on me. Have you worked with some of the people at these large companies?
Yes. In fact, I have. I worked with Trash Dev, as you can see right below me.
Am I below you?
Well, yes, in this one, no, I'm below you. Okay, you get it. You're below me.
Oh, he's on the lower floor because you're in the C-suite.
Let's talk about that taint again.
Yeah. That taint.
Okay, I think 100x, I'm with you. 100x seems wild, but I will say I've worked with people that haven't gotten anything done in a year too. So that's the only.
It all depends on like what your baseline is, right? Like my baseline is not like your baseline. Like they need to like have some metrics. Is it going to be lines of code, features shipped?
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you can't. I don't know. I have a lot of thoughts here, so I'm just gonna keep going.
Yeah.
So one of the bullet points they have, and honestly, I thought I read the whole thing, but then when you started reading it, Prime, I completely missed everything you said when I was reading it. So I guess I don't know how to read.
So you in fact did not read it. Would you like me to put it back up for
I
you?
in fact did not read it when you started. I was like, oh, we had said that. So one of the bullet points was before asking for headcount, you have to prove that you need it with like your current use of AI.
Yep.
Which kind of blows my mind. So like if we go back to the water tower, right? You know, basically came in there and like bombed your project in like
the bug
30
still
minutes,
exists
right?
that you did, but
So-
yes.
So the way I kind of see it is like an AI is kind of more or less an intern junior dev where they're effectively a net negative until they onboard, get familiar with the code base, level up a little bit, right? So you spend most of your time babysitting, code reviewing that AI/intern. So you end up losing productivity on your side to make up, to have the AI or intern do its work. So that is like kind of counterintuitive, or that would be the argument I feel like to, you would need headcount because you need someone to basically be a full-time prompt engineer and basically code review the AI stuff right before it just keeps shipping more stuff. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but I mean, there's a couple flaws to all this. Like, first off, on the TJ side of things, the people that don't ship in a year, do you want them shipping to begin with, right? Like, do you want them 100x more effective? Like, no, you don't. And so second, even with this intern thing, people always equate it to an intern, right? AI is just like an intern. The thing about an intern is that day one, you're like, here's what you need to do, intern, and you sink a bunch of hours into it. And then day 2, day 3, day 4, by month, you're like, okay, hey, go do this project. And then they come back in 2 weeks and they have a pretty good set of project. And you're like, okay, here's a couple different things you need to do. There is no gains with an AI. The AI is as good as it is day 1 as it will be on day 60 right now, unless if there's some theoretical huge breakthrough that we have yet to see on the horizon that's going to make it from a junior engineer into some magnificent senior engineer. But right now, barring extreme breakthrough, you get the same thing. Whereas with interns, you get some sort of multiplier effect, or at least some sort of additive effect to the work where they get to run individually because they have autonomy.
Potentially.
I think, to be fair to the guy who wrote this, is Toby, right?
Yeah, Toby.
Okay, so to be fair to Toby, if he's following his own guidelines, he might not have even proofread this particular memo, right? He might have just asked the AI for something that encourages the company to use AI and then hit send. Because he was 100x, he didn't have time to read any of it. So it's possible that Toby doesn't know what it says. And frankly, that would be likely because this is also the guy who sent out the premature optimization is the root of all evil, we should ignore tweet. So like just if you could go back like last year and he was talking about how everyone needs to start thinking seriously about performance. And like, we need to use a lot of AI and we need to think seriously about performance all the time. They don't even, it's like, what are you even talking about? These are completely conflicting statements you're giving to your engineers here. So I don't know, like it almost reads like a thing where it's just like, yeah, I asked the AI for a thing that would encourage AI use. I hit send and then, it leaked. Oops, or something like.
But do you think there's a world where this actually is? I mean, do you think in our world this is actually a fine thing to mandate from the top down?
Not if you trust your employees at all, because at least for me, if I was running a company of that size, I would say, the kind of memo I would send is like, look, AI is a new thing. We would like people to evaluate it. If you find it useful, we'll pay for it. So go ahead and adopt AI practices if you think they're helping you. If you don't think they're helping you, you don't have to. I trust my engineers to make intelligent decisions, or designers would be the other people presumably who are using something like this for prototyping. I trust you to figure out whether or not this is going to help you or hurt you and to act accordingly. Saying like you have to use it everywhere just sounds like you don't really believe you have any good people.
Would you?
Because if you did, you wouldn't be saying this because you'd trust them to make that decision.
So you would mandate the evaluation of AI. You wouldn't mandate the usage.
Exactly. You just say, look, I would like our company to look at this. Please, everyone take, basically it's more of giving them permission, right? Saying, look, everyone, it takes some time to evaluate AI. I would like you all to try it, see how it goes. Maybe write it up a little bit so we know for each of our things, like how did it go, like who had success, who had failures, and then I'll look at it and we'll maybe make some decisions about what we want to do going forward, right? That seems like a sane thing. Just like, AI is big at 20%, everyone use it. Like, it's just, I don't know, it just kind of comes off as like almost like frantic or like, I had too much coffee or I don't know.
There is another interesting bullet point where it says AI usage will be a part of your performance review.
Exactly.
Like,
yeah.
How do you, so let's just say I ship all the time, even without the help of AI. Will I get a bad performance score because I didn't make an AI commit? Or like, how do you even prove that I didn't use AI or use AI?
Obvious.
Yeah.
If you would read the other bullet point is that you're going to share your prompts in the Slack room. And so it's probably prompts shared is really your impact to the AI usage among the company.
My prompts would be so bad, just like yours, Prime. Like, can you just
I'm gonna
make
kill your
this work?
grandmother.
You guys are not even Chaos Orb maxing. Like, it's pretty embarrassing. I've seen both of your prompts.
That should actually, I'm gonna start doing that.
That part's pretty embarrassing.
Dude, I would love to see a room full of like shared prompts, and it just gets more and more degenerate as you read. You're like, oh gosh, what with their mom? Right? It just gets worse and worse.
Hey, if anyone's out there listening right now, all of my prompts, you have to pay me to train off of them. So if you're in the audience listening right now, you better close your eyes and never hear me do a prompt again, because those are mine for $1,000.
Contract
a
of
month.
adhesion.
Yeah, got them.
Got him.
I've got some bad news for you guys on that, because the Copyright Office recently released their guidance that says that anything that comes out of an AI where all you did was put in a prompt is not copyrightable. So everyone can just take that for free. You can't
Don't
even.
you know anything about law, idiot?
But this is the prompt he's
But mine's the
crafting.
prompt.
Okay,
I'm
this
saying
is
that
not
I'm
the
writing the
output.
prompts.
They don't need it. They can just take what it generated.
Oh, I see what you're saying. But to get the peak performance, you got to be using Chaos Orbs, and I'm copywriting that strategy. So it's like, that's just too bad, Casey.
Fair enough.
I will say, okay, I will say that I have seen people use different LLM tools quite a bit, let's say different levels of efficacy, right? And knowing when to use them and how to use them is not always intuitive. And also, like, sometimes it breaks your expectations and they're better at some stuff than you think they were going to be or not at other things. So I do think there's something of saying, like what you're saying, Casey, of like having people try it. But even like saying an extended, like, you guys really need to like try it a lot of times to see, because it is quite a bit different, and like reaching for it in unexpected places. Like one of the ones that I used, I told Prime this one, like I was doing some awesome WM, like not it's awesome, but like awesome is the name of it. And they have all of their docs and everything online, but it wasn't like in a format that I could pull into my editor to get autocomplete and everything. So I just like listed 5 URLs and told the LLM to generate from those like properly formatted stuff and put it in. And it would have taken me like hours and hours probably to do it, right? And it did it within 2 minutes, right? And then it like literally 10x how fast I could do the rest of the things, because like now my editor works and I get autocomplete and I can discover everything and I'm getting squiggles and all this other stuff, right? And I feel like if you're not trying LLMs out for different things, you would never think to like paste a URL and just be like, fix this. Right? So there is something there where like I don't know exactly how that's going to play out or where that's going to end, but there are things like, okay, you do actually need to try and use it if you want to get stuff out of it. I don't think, at least right now, you can just be like, I use it once a week and it really affects my like workflow. That just doesn't work for anything. You know what I mean? Nothing you just use occasionally is really going to, I don't know. Except for ayahuasca, apparently. That's what I heard.
Yeah, that's a
one-shot's
one-time
lot
use
of people.
change right there.
Yeah,
That's a vibe, TJ. Okay.
yeah, exactly. That's what I heard.
Yeah, I generally agree with that. There are a few things that when you use it, you're like, man, that is actually extremely convenient, because I would have spent like 2 hours trying to come up with a Vim macro to solve that
Right.
problem, and then attempt a regex to edit HTML and like go down all the same routes everybody else has ever gone down in the history of mankind just to try to fix that exact problem. There are things that are fantastic. And so you definitely don't know that if you haven't AI'd hard enough.
So that's my only defense of like sort of the mandate aspect. Now, would I put it in your performance review? Nah, that ain't for me. Like I don't want to. I barely want to measure anything in performance review. I would do performance reviews mostly off vibes. Like I just hire managers who you can trust and hire managers of those managers who you can trust, however many levels you need. I don't know how big Shopify is. And then you just like fire people if people get the bad vibes. That's like,
I don't like
if
your lunch.
you can
You're done.
measure if they're doing a good job or not, you're a trillionaire. Okay? Everyone desperately wants to know how to measure if you're making good software or not. And people aren't. So there you go. That's
Maybe we use the AIs to evaluate whether or not you have been using AI, and then we can give you a completely objective, in the sense that it's done by a machine, performance review.
there we go.
We could
I'm
also
I'm going to poison the data.
Yeah, we could also
Anyone with
take an
the name
AI
TJ?
and throw all your Slack messages into it with all
Oh,
of your
no.
coworkers and then be like, give me his vibe score. 1 out of 10. How's he vibing with his teammates? People that aren't, get him out.
Is
Get
there
'em
going to
out.
be a thing where like the trust and safety division of companies, which is like, during the day, they're like trying to go through all of that company's public comment boards and pull out all the like things that are, horribly demented that people are posting. And all of those are going to just get sent to the AI team where now those will be tried as prompts to see if they encourage the AI to do better work, right? So it's just like, it's this pipeline directly from, we had to stop 13-year-olds from seeing this, to this is what we feed directly to the AI because it works really well when Buttstank 33's comments that we had to remove from the public forum are all are getting it set up for the day.
Dang. Well, I am just curious how this is going to go in a year because I'm just very. I think the performance reviews, because out of everything, it's just like mandating people use AI in some sort of capacity at your job. It's like, okay, sure, maybe you could do that, but mandating it as a measurement of performance, I don't know how that's ever going to be acceptable or any measurable or anything. It just seems like you should always measure people how you've measured them, and if they're getting better relatively, then it's like, okay, this person's better. The end. It doesn't
And if
make
the
me.
AI was doing its job, it will show up in that metric, right? It's like
Yeah.
if the person is using AI effectively, they should be having good output. So you wouldn't really need to also check if they used it, right?
If they were
Correct.
doing 100x,
You'd know.
you would know. Like, it will show up somehow.
Your features, the things should just get done really, really quickly because someone has 100 years worth of human work in 1 year of time at your job.
There's a
wish-
lot of that thing too, where people keep saying these ridiculous multipliers, but their output doesn't appear to change externally. So you're just like, I don't see like Shopify producing 100x more stuff. So what happened? Like what's going on exactly? So it's kind of weird. Like, shouldn't we see it? 100x would be like you've rewritten all the software in the world this year, but just your company. That would be 100x, right?
Yeah, you
But
don't have
didn't
any
do anything like
external
that, right?
dependencies, right?
Yeah.
Like, you just rewrote the stack.
Yeah.
I wish in my experience, it's been much more like, instead of saying like I'm 10x better at whatever, like AI has let me do things that I would normally not do at all. Like, because it would just take too long to like learn some base knowledge about this thing. So I can say like, hey, do these. Oh, that's not really right. Kind of go here. Okay, now like summarize this. Well, right. And like, I could start something and like complete it that I would not have started otherwise. But it's not like the AI like wrote all of it or anything. You know what I mean? It's that like it enabled me to do that, which is, there's no comparison. It's not like 100x more or less. It's just like, oh yeah, I could do this project that I couldn't have done before. In a sense, that's a million x. But in a sense, it's +1. Like, okay, so I feel like that would be such a better framing for a lot of these like CEOs. Like, you can take on a more ambitious project. You can try something in a new area. We can try and like fix something that we didn't know how to fix before, because you can like ask the LLM how to solve DNS problems that you couldn't figure out on your own before, that were 37 replies deep in a forum. Sweet. Now you can solve that. But like, it doesn't make me 1,000 or 100x better. I can't write all of my software for the year in a week. Like, that's not happening.
And it's something in which, yeah, because when we did the Towers of Mordoria stuff, there were a few things in which I could have spent a day or two just reading the love docs and just purely experimenting on how to like do the things right in that, or we could just generate a whole bunch of stuff and then try to fix it as we go. Which in some sense, it just means you understand the basics of it. I understand how to use it. I don't understand how it works, which I think is a fine thing when you're attempting to learn something for the first time.
Or you want to iterate on an idea and you want to see different versions of it. Like, it's important to be able, it's a valuable thing to be able to try something out, throw it away, try something new, throw it away, try something new, throw it away. Oh, that one was good. Oh, that could have taken me 3 months to figure out before, but this way it took me 3 days. Okay, cool. Then maybe I delete all of the code and now I write it from scratch by hand, like a Luddite or something. But that iteration speed's still like important and useful, especially like, you're not gonna guess product market fit right on the first one for anything, basically, right? Like, if you are, then you are also already a trillionaire, right? If you can be the guy that always guesses everything right for PMF, congrats. go work at one of these countries or companies and deploy billions of dollars of capital and like succeed where others have failed. That's not me. I can't. I have to try it to find out if it's good.
Hey, is that HTTP? Get that out of here. That's not how we order coffee. We order coffee via SSH, terminal.shop. Yeah, you want a real experience? You want real coffee? You want awesome subscriptions so you never have to remember again? Oh, you want exclusive blends with exclusive coffee and exclusive content? Then check out Cron. You don't know what SSH is? Well, maybe the coffee's not for you.
Terminal coffee in hand, live in the